What common myth can be disproved in seconds? Pulling a fire alarm does not. In fact, activate the sprinkler system in most scenarios. Certainly not indoors, at your school, your home, or any indoor commercial establishment. That KFC is no longer allowed to use the word chicken because of some government mandate. If you go to their website, the word chicken is everywhere. If you enter a PIN backwards at an ATM, it summons the police. My PIN is a palindrome. Edit. Everybody in this thread is assuming that my PIN is only 4 digits long. My PIN is much longer than that. I love my credit union. They let me choose the length of my PIN. We can only taste certain tastes on specific parts of our tongue. Just put something sour on different parts of your tongue. You will always be able to taste it. Anything by 5-minute crafts. People say the water in pools turns red if you pee in. You can prove the opposite within seconds. That Redditors understand what disproved and in seconds mean. That you can die by holding your breath. You're only gonna pass out and begin breathing again. Edit. For everyone trying to get technical, y'all really don't think you can pass out in seconds from holding your breath? If you hold your breath hard enough with enough pressure, you definitely can. Mom does not have eyes on the back of her head. You can tell by jumping on her back and pushing up her hair. Men think about sex every 8 seconds. I hadn't thought about it all morning until just now. Edit. Man, you guys jerk off a lot. And I thought I was bad. Microwaves heat from the inside out. Get anything microwavable. Put it in for 30 seconds. Note the scalding hot outer layer and still frozen center. A myth is a female moth. That blood is blue before it hits oxygen. People of Reddit, please infer the intent of the question. It was not what can you Google in seconds. Because that is literally everything. What can you standing face to face with someone prove wrong in seconds? Without the use of Google, Edit, or Bing. That if you get jizz in your eye you go blind. Can confirm. This is a myth. That stupid thing about different regions of your tongue tasting different things. I remember when I was first taught this at school. So I immediately got something salty, it was salt. If memory serves, and put it on the back of my tongue, far away from the salt zone. I could still taste it. The persistence of this myth is baffling to me. It's so easy to disprove. And surely most kids, upon learning this little fact, would immediately grab something salty or sweet in order to try it out? Edit. This article contains an example of the kind of map I'm talking about. For those that aren't familiar, as per the article, this was disproved in the early 21st century. ITT. People naming conspiracies and not disproving them. ITT. Disprovable myths but not in seconds. Masturbating makes you blind. That water only goes down a plug hole a certain way in your hemisphere. Unlike others in this thread like the world is flat and the hair growing comment, it can actually be disproven in seconds. Just go to a sink near you and try it. Chances are it will go down the same direction every time, but that's because of the shape of your basin. Not the present but infinitesimally minute force of the Earth's spin. If you're not convinced, try on a range of different sinks. Or try gently pushing it the other way at the start. The Simpsons episode where Bart does this and the myth works always irked me. Almost none of you can disprove your posts in seconds. You all stopped reading it. Common myth. And some have skipped. Common. There's been a list of coronavirus tips going around Facebook that says, among other things, that the virus dies at a temperature of about 26 C, 80 F, and you can kill it in your throat simply by drinking hot drinks. If that were the case, it wouldn't be spreading inside of 37 C, 98, 6 F human bodies. That Redditors aren't idiots. Proof. Read the answers to this post. Flat Earth. Lie down on a beach and watch the sunset. Then stand up and watch it again. The only way that's possible is if the horizon changes based on the angle of your sight, which is only possible if the Earth is round. That the human jaw is capable of biting through your finger as easily as a carrot, but your brain won't let it. You should have stipulated the question to be something you can actually prove on your own in seconds, not something a Google search can confirm in seconds. The moon landing's pictures show all shadows in said pictures, produced by the sun's light, as parallel. That is, all shadows have the same exact angle and intensity. Only the sun can make parallel shadows from that distance and radiance for way back in 1969. Edit. Point is, Moon pictures cannot be accurately replicated without shadows looking off. Back in 1969. We can still carbon date those pictures. Probably sitting somewhere in a museum. To prove the photos are aged approximately 51 years and therefore authentic. Nowadays, way easier to falsify using photo editing software, but they'd still be new pictures. The Welsh shag sheep. I am Welsh. Never shagged a sheep. Myth busted. Unlike my nut. The earth is flat. Masturbation gives you hairy palms. Looks at palms. Debunked. That Mike Tyson can't punch you in the face. Just ask him to and he won't. Myth. That girls don't fart? That carrots are good for your eyes. Gotta say. Took my glasses off to wear carrots and it definitely didn't work. That a duck's quack doesn't echo. If you have a duck and are somewhere with an echo. To be hit in the groin doesn't only hurt men but also women. Edit. Did seemly do it wrong. What I meant was that it does hurt women when they get hit in the groin as well. Sorry for the bad wording. You can see the Great Wall of China from space. Just go to Google Maps and choose a satellite view. You can't. Punch a shark in the nose, it'll leave you alone. As you slowly move you'll just tap its nose, then you lose yours. Vaginas get loose from sex. Some sick people put drugs in children's bag every Halloween. Literally no. Just ask the question. Does it affect very rich people? Works 90% of the time. E.g. There is a cure for cancer. But big pharma companies don't want to give it to us. Are there very rich people that died of cancer? Yes, there are. So there probably isn't a cure. For more info go to this video from Kyrgyzstan. https. YouTube. Hug0rffc_L8. That camels have water in their humps. Shaving hair does not make it grow back thicker and or darker. If it did, every adult man would be walking around with black tree trunk thick hairs on their face. Edit. I don't understand why I'm getting so many replies asking how to disprove this in seconds. Your eyes. Look at people. Should be pretty easy to find one. On the Google works too. Just literally look at any person who has ever shaved. Do any of them have giant thick black branches of hair growing out of their face, legs, back, or top of their damn head? No? Then boom, proved in 5 seconds or less. That those Xbox kids are banging my mom. Edit. The reason I can disprove it is because she's dead. If you jump in a pool, you will always get wet. Anything on Rachel Ray's 30-minute meals. Even with everything prepared in advance the way she did it. The closest I could get was 45 minutes. Shit tasted pretty good, though. That essential oils cure sickness. I've tried using them to help me focus before. And not even that worked. People seriously don't understand history anymore. People literally quarantined in the past to stop the spread of sickness. And made medicine from stuff that isn't an oil. Edit. For all of you telling me to disprove it in seconds. I'm going to poison a person with peppermint oil. Vampires can be killed by exposure to sunlight. That blood is blue. I have a pocket knife so. That men and women have a different number of ribs. That caramelized onions can be cooked in 5 minutes. That all Skittles taste the same once you close your eyes. Bullshit. I can still pinpoint shitty yellow. Your pets are not vegans. 5G causes a virus. It doesn't. If you make more money, your take-home pay will be less because it puts you in a higher tax bracket. IDK where you're all from. But here, it's marginal taxation. Only the amount above threshold gets the higher tax. All men are pigs. Disproved because men are indeed Homo sapiens. You can slowly boil a frog. Multitasking. You can't concentrate on 2 things at the same time. Especially if it requires visual attention. 5-second test. Ask the other person to look up. Multitasking. On their phone. At the 5-second mark slap them upside the head. That girl's farts don't smell.